Just trying to make sure I cut that off. So the prizes part, $500 whoever comes first today, and 3 runners up. Now that's good odds if you're counting, because that means that there are 21 teams and 4 people will win. So pretty much all of you have like an 18-ish whatever % chance of coming away with some money today, which is pretty exciting depending on where you've gotten to. And then last thing is just the criteria. Quick recap, we do have 2 judges here from Perla today. They're sitting at the front. I won't turn the camera around because I'll probably break the camera. One of them is Claude and one of them is Kathleen. They both were uni students at one time in their life, so they can empathize with the challenges of seeing how much you've produced in such a short time frame. And they're going to be judging again based on relevance to the problem being solved, the degree to which it's unique. You know, is it something that hasn't been done before to some extent? How kind of interesting and awesome is the engineering? And how hard was it to do, basically, from a technical perspective? And then its user-friendly experience. And just to be clear again, how hard it is from a technical perspective doesn't mean how complicated it is for the user. It means like it could be a very simple calculator that's very hard to actually implement. So that's where that one comes from. There's a 5th criteria, isn't there? What was the 5th one? Presentation. And we're going to generally give a little bit of a point for people if they can communicate well today. That's kind of implied. So Claude and Kathleen will be taking notes. And at the end of it all, we will loop back and talk about how everyone went and so forth. So I've got a list up here on the screen, which is essentially the order of, this is the order of submission as well. These are all the different people. Can I give a quick, if I can just ask here, and let me unmute our participation call as well. Right. So I'm just going to, for all those who are online, I've got it up on this screen here for who are in the Google Meet. If you could have yourself muted by default, but I just want to see who's here so we can get through it. So Luke Pryor, great. Aditya, Andrew, yep. Darian, okay. Annie, okay. Annie, oh God. Okay, Annie? Oh God. Is Annie in the call? Not sure. We'll find out. Joanna? I hope this is... Yeah, okay, Joanna's here. Could you guys take notes of this, if that's all right? Just against their name. So that's 1, 2, 3's in person. And Joanna's on the call. Jin Zhang? They're around, or yeah, okay. So we got.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, great. Okay. Brendan. Yeah, Brendan's here in person. Kai, I saw you on the call before. Daryl. Or Ryan. You're here. Daryl's here. Are you a different Ryan?
I'm Ryan.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, yeah, I'm here. If you can.
Okay, yeah, we got you, Daryl. Vinayak or Nicole?
Vinayak is coming at like 4:30.
Oh, that's fine. We might not be here then, but we'll see how we go. Okay, Verdi, Jara? Okay, that's another one missing. Jay or Carlos? Yep. Great. Yash or Akira? Yes, good. Ryan or Henderson? Oh wait, that's a different. Yeah, okay, no. Nathan or Jordan? Yep. Lachlan? Okay, no Lachlan. Wenning or Emily? Neil or Jeannie? I think I saw. Yep, they're in the call. Tom or Ashley? Tom's there, okay, I can see Tom in the call. And then Murtaza. Hey.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Alright, so big thank you again. I know it's 3:30, I know we started late, so thanks for everyone's patience today. Just a bit of trying to get technology together, but let's get started. So the drills that we'll get everyone up for 3 minutes. Just a little presentation. You can just use my laptop if you're here in person. If you're not and you're on the Google Meet, then we'll get you up on the Google Meet and just share your screen, and it should be visible to everyone. So just 3 minutes. We'll vaguely keep tabs on it. We'll kind of give you a bit of a clap up. 3 minutes is not long, so try and keep it relatively short. And if we want to dig deeper into your stuff, then we can do that kind of some intermission or anything like that. So let's get Luke, if Luke wants to come up first. And for anyone who deployed their work, rather than run it, we were just going to load it straight up. So if you bear with me for 1 second, Luke, I will just... Did you deploy yours, Luke?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, let me just get the website. What did you deploy it to? I don't know.
Pages.
Oh, okay, it's on GitHub Pages. Is it just linked in the...
Yeah, up the top it should be.
Oh, yeah, great. Okay, let me just make sure that... Copy that across here. Just to make sure it's being seen. And get rid of that board. Okay. That's all yours.
Cool. Hi everyone. Yep, I decided to have a look around at open banking data. So that's basically, a few years ago, the government decided to introduce some new legislation that said all banks have to publish all their information about products they offer, so home loans, savings accounts, etc. And they have to make that publicly available via a set of APIs. So that's pretty much been fully implemented now, and there's about 110 different banks and lenders in Australia publishing that data, and that's what this website's using. So it's looking at home loans, and it compares roughly about 1,700 products from, like I said, 100 lenders. I've implemented a fair few options, so you can see on the home page by default we just see the offerings from the big four, and that's just using a 1 year fixed rate principal and interest for a loan amount of $600,000 with a LVR of 80% for an owner-occupier, which is about national average for the moment. But you can see if you select any individual product, you can load more information about it, and this is all provided directly by RESTpack. So I've split this up into a few different tabs. On the first page we've got the description and a sign up link. We've got a list of the features. Now some of these are specified by the government, other ones are just provided by the banks themselves. But you can select any of them and see what they offer. Like here they have a $3,000 cashback offer. You can also see the requirements so you're actually eligible to get the loan. Most of these just include minimum age and being an Australian citizen, but certain products have more strict requirements. Now the big banks like to make it hard for me, and instead of doing a single rate, they provide about 100. So it's not easy to deal with these, but I've done the best. You can see here they range from 12 months up to 60 months, along with a whole bunch of different discounts. But you can select any of them and it will pull up what information it has about it. Like for this one, it's a 4.29% fixed for 1 year. You've got the comparison rate, and you've got eligibility such as LVR and the period again. So, if you want to see more banks, we can unselect Big Four, and then that updates to 100 if we're looking at 1 year. If we get rid of 1 year, brings us up to 500, and then that brings us up to 900 again. You can see the main table. We've got the company, which is just their logo. That again is provided by the company. So if it's missing, blame the company. We've got the product name, which is just provided as plain text. We've got the yearly interest rate they provide. Some banks will only have run, which is nice and simple, but other ones like RESTpack will have multiple. We've got the estimated monthly repayment. That's just based off the rate and doesn't actually incorporate any fees because there's not really a set standard for those. And we've also got things such as type. All of these fields you can sort on. and you've got pagation, and you can select how many products you want, and it's all good. And you can also show the type of repayment if you want. The website was made with React. It's the first time I've used it, so it might not be perfect, but I seem to get the job done. I implemented a dark mode because my eyes hurt looking at it all night. Am I able to get to the GitHub from this?
To show code?
Yeah, I got a whole bunch in the README or...
I think it's okay.
Okay.
We'll have a quick look through the code, so we'll just focus on the...
Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool. Awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, Luke. That was fun. I don't know what, how'd you all find that? Good? Yep. All I learned there is that Luke knows a lot more about home loans than I do. That's the main thing. That was pretty awesome, the kind of depth playing around with that. That was really cool. So thank you, Luke. Aditya and Andrew, you're coming, Andrew.
Oh, Andrew wasn't able to make it here today, so...
Okay, excellent. Now, was yours deployed
Yeah, it was
somewhere?
Streamlit.
Okay, let me just pull it up for you. Where? Oh, there it is. Okay, I got it. Yeah, easy. Is it a decal?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Awesome. Well, I'll leave it to you. Let's go.
You want me to start?
Yeah.
2022 has been one of the worst years when it comes to investing. The CBA predicts that by the end of this year, house prices are going to go down by 11%, and by the end of next year, another 7%. So how can investors, everyday people as well, be able to adapt to these changing market conditions to make good decisions when it comes to buying a house? Well, I've developed a calculator which can help assist the ability that an investor or a normal person has to buy a house. So these different fields here, we can look through these through the eyes of an investor. Let's say his name's Harry. Harry wants to buy a $500,000 house to which he has 10% down payment on. I'm just gonna zoom into this so you can see it better on the bigger screen. Oh, is it command?
Yeah. It's,
Yeah.
that's better.
So $500,000 house with a 10% down payment. We're gonna leave the advanced inputs for later because these already closely match what happens in the New South Wales. The first thing he can do is look at a breakdown of the upfront expenses that come with buying this house. Things like the deposit amount, transfer duty, lender's mortgage insurance, and all of these expenses that they might not have accounted for initially. Moving on, you can also look at the loan. So let's say he manages to buy a house before 2022 in December. Let's say it's a loan of 2.5%, right? 2.5% for 30 years. He can continue moving down, and we'll say the rental income is $600. And what he can do is he can save this as a snapshot that he can use for comparison. So we're gonna call this, we're gonna clear the table values there already are, and we're gonna call this the base. Now on the left here, you can see the, sorry, I don't know how, I've never used a MacBook before, I think. So on the left there, you can see the net income that the property has up front, and we can also see a graph of the first year, what happens when he's paying the property back in the middle, and the final outcome of the property once the loan has been repaid. Now what this enables him and other investors to do is be able to compare properties and compare future market decisions, like what happens in the future. So let's say he's an astute investor and he wants to see what would happen if the interest rate rises. Let's say he changes this to a good 4.5%. Immediately he can see on the left, the net income has become negative. His property is at a loss, and he can take a better decision when it comes to buying this house. He can also save this as a snapshot. higher interest rates. And compare these two properties in terms of how they perform against each other during the loan repayment and afterwards as well. Now what this snapshot feature allows him to do is not only compare the same property in different market outlooks, but also compare different properties to see which one is the most suitable or the best one for him. If you're a first home buyer, this app is also really good at enabling you to see what would happen to your property given different scenarios. All you have to do is set the rental income to 0 because they're going to be an owner occupier. Looking at advanced inputs, they will also set agent fees to 0 because they're not renting it out. And now this is suitable for a first home buyer to see whether their initial investment, whether their initial decision to buy a new house instead of renting would be a good idea for them and how that decision will play out in different market scenarios. Now what sets this calculator apart from the calculators there already are is its ability to combine all of these different ideas into one. Its ability to show mortgage repayments, so things like principal plus interest repayment is being used here. Its ability to show things like lender's mortgage insurance for deposits less than 20%, and its ability to change that if they want to increase the deposit amount. And all of this put together enables this calculator to kind of stand out on its own. Thank you.
Awesome. That was great. Thank you so much. Yet another reminder that I don't know much about housing. Hello. Welcome. So, thank you again for that. That was exceptionally well communicated, and appreciate the simplicity of this as well. And I like the recurring theme of housing. I think it's something we'll keep seeing because it is on a lot of people's minds. So, if we, let me jump back to the board. So, Darian is up next. Darian, you didn't have I have to run yours, right? Great, okay, give me all of a short moment. It's just npm run dev, right?
Oh, I have it deployed actually.
Oh, you have it deployed?
Yep.
Where'd you put it? Do you know the URL off the top of your head, or?
Not really. Could you go to my GitHub?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Great. Okay, I missed that.
No, sorry.
Is that the wrong one?
No, that's not the one.
My bad. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. Okay. Awesome. Let me just get that up so everyone can see it. Cool. All yours.
Cool. Thank you. First of all, hi Hayden, hi judges, hi everyone here. Thanks for coming out today. And what I have for you here is a really simple and intuitive savings calculator. So the whole premise of it is you put in what age you are, how much you want to save, and when you want to achieve this by, and it sort of spits out like how much you have to save per week. So let me just walk you through it. So like right off the bat, I hope there's no confusion. There's just one singular button that you can press to like get started. It asks you for how old you are. So let's say I am 22 this year, and how much do I want to save? I'm gonna be a little ambitious and say I want to save $10,000 by the time I am 25. And yeah, cool. And it shows you your preliminary information, and it also shows you like how much you actually have to save per week in how many years in order to actually achieve this goal. And for example, you think you could do better because right now it's currently at $64.10 a week. Let's say I am currently working a full-time job or something, so I think I could save maybe $100 a week. And so if I want to reduce like the time period of this, I could just press recalculate, and it shows you like I now have to save, if I have to save $100 a week, I can achieve this goal in 100 weeks. So that's basically it. I know it's not as impressive as some of the previous presentations, but yeah, it was really fun doing this. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Darian. I don't think there's any harm in keeping things simple either, right? You'd be surprised how many times people can just look at complicated things and avoid them altogether. So I think that was really awesome, Darian. Number 4, were they here? Was Annie away? Okay, if Annie's away, I might very quickly try and see if, unless I'm just missing them in the Google Meet or something similar, but okay, I'm assuming they're away, so let's just quickly pull up their work and have a play through it, I think. So, what do we got here? Just triple checking they're not. Oh, they are here. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't hear you before. Would you guys like to share screen on the Google Meet? Let me join the Google Meet from another window. Okay. Annie, can you try talking?
Can anybody hear me?
Yes, just give me...
Can anybody hear me?
Oh my god, sorry.
Yes, just give me.
One moment, let me just...
Okay, so, hello everyone, my name is Annie. I am UNSW first year student, and this is my project for the parallel calculator competition. My project is called Dream House Distance Calculator. What it does is that it takes an input of what the target price of your dream house is, takes a
Hello? Oh my god. I've got some horrible series of complicated setups here that I've lost Annie at least. Give us a sec.
So can anybody hear me now? Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, sure. Sorry.
Do you just want to zoom in a bit,
So,
if that's okay?
I will start again. Hello everybody, my name is Annie and I am UNSW first year student, and this is my project for the parallel calculation competition. My project is called Dream House.
Oh no. I think we've lost them again.
So it's just that somehow in the middle of my talk it just been moved by itself.
It's all good?
Okay. So this is my project for the parallel calculation competition. So my project is called Dream House Distance Calculator. What it says is that it's take an input of what the target price of your dream house is, takes account into inflation and income growth to show you the trajectory of when you will be able to buy the house you want. For example, I already put every input in here, including the current saving, which is 300k, income 9k, the income growth by 3%, expense 2k, deposit is 200k, the target price, which is the house price, is 2 million, and inflation is 5%. So, and as you can see, is that it generates a graph that breaks down the different components. You can see that each point it's how much asset expand that you have. The main difference between this calculation and the other is that it's not only take account into the current values, but inflation and other factors are also considered during the calculation to provide a more accurate result. So lastly, I want to say that this app was built by using JavaScript, React.js, and CSS. Thank you for listening.
Cool. Thank you. Appreciate for those online, the audio is being picked up by my laptop speaker. I'm just trying to figure out how to pass it through since it's being a little bit difficult. Let's do one more, and then we might take a very short break for me to try and solve this problem. So let's pull up our board. Joanna was online as well. Yep. Excellent.
Excellent. Excellent. Excellent. Excellent.
Sorry, you might have to type to me so that I don't like end up playing the my audio through the live stream. But yeah, actually, can I like share screen? Okay, awesome. Let me just share that. Okay. It looks like, I'm not sure if I have permissions, or is it like, yeah, I get an error when I try sharing. Oh no. Why? Oh, okay. I think I have to, okay. Sorry. I'll be right back. Wait, let me try again. Okay, yay, successful. Okay, oops. Okay, there we go. Although, okay, yeah, I'll start now. Hi everyone. My name's Joanna. Yeah, my sister / partner is currently at work, and so it'll just be me presenting our calculator. But yeah, let's just get started. So basically our app is a comparison tool between like what it would be like leaving money in a savings account versus investing in a diversified index fund, for example, or like having a diversified portfolio in like stocks. And it's essentially aimed at individuals like us or with like some income but like no wealth. So like maybe not like a mansion, for example, but like some savings, a not insignificant amount of savings accumulated in like our savings account, for example. And it aims to encourage such people to look into investing in the stock market, especially if they have a long time horizon. So like they can invest money, they don't need the money for a long time. Yeah, so let's just go through a little demo of the app. Oops. Sorry, let me see. Okay, so here we have the app. And yeah, we wanted to create like a very user-friendly application that assumes no knowledge of, you know, budgeting, finance. They have no goals in life, but they just want to like learn a bit about what they could do with their money. Yeah, it doesn't even require like the user to know, you know, their net worth, savings, or any like interest rates or anything. Like, it's just like no knowledge is needed. And they simply need to like input numbers. So like the prompt is like, how would they invest $10,000? And they can just input numbers based on like their gut instinct. So let's say I really think that the savings account way is the best way to go. And then I can view results. And then the numbers that are displayed are also aimed to be like quite user friendly. So like, for example, the nominal value, you can see from the definition, it's just like basically the expected balance that you observe at the end of your time horizon. And then this is the real value of your your investment, and then kind of like a risk metric that like their investment might have. Obviously it's not zero, but we want to like like the numbers are a bit hard coded, but like something that I'll talk about later. But yeah, so yeah, the numbers we aim to have like be like very user friendly. And here in this learn more kind of section, it kind of just talks about like, I guess, some key takeaways, like, you know, maybe investing, like leaving your money in the savings account is potentially not the best way to go. And like, you might want to look into investing in stocks, which might increase your chances of like more wealth in the long term. We were very careful about not being too financial advice-y, but like more just like, here's some objective information, like take it as you will. But yeah, like we kind of want this app to be something like you might see on like a Pearler homepage, where like it incentivizes people to use investing platforms, and yeah, like hopefully encourages people to, you know, look into investing in the stock market. Yeah, so I guess like that's kind of the overall gist of the project. As for as for future improvements, there are some like key ideas that we had. So for example, we want to inform our numbers used in calculations with data. So right now, the like model that we're using for like expected value and things like that is just compounding interest, like the basic compounding interest formula that you used in like year 10. And also like all the numbers are kind of like hard coded. So for example, inflation rate is set to 2.5%, which we know is not accurate as of 2021, 2022. And like the savings account is set to 3%, and I believe ETFs is like 9.5%. But yeah, we want to be able to inform those numbers with more data, while still maintaining the simplicity of the result that the user sees. We also hope to be able to tailor the learn more section of the app to like the user's input. So for example, like a 0% standard deviation means like virtually no risk, and then like 25% standard deviation means like super high risk. Things like that can help the user make sense of like their results. Also, at the moment, we kind of think standard deviation's a bit of a like wishy-washy risk metric. So like instead, we could replace it with something that's a bit more easy to understand. It's quite an open-ended improvement, but we really want to focus on like the understandability of what we display to the user. Yeah, so that's something that we like want to do as well. Yeah, that's all I had. Oops. Okay, let me just
Cool. Thank you, Joanna. That was very exciting. Thank you for your patience dealing with those online as well. I'm recording this call so that we get the proper audio, though. For those here in person and watching the stream, we will still be capturing it through the laptop, so apologies for that. Now, moving on to what do we have now? Bring our board back up. Is it Jing Zhang? They online?
Yeah, I'm here.
Do you want to share your screen?
Can you hear my audio or let's just not share my screen?
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right, let's start it. Just refresh my page. And compared to previous home loan calculator, and my one is very, very simple. And my target user is just normal nothing about the about how about the data and how the math going, and just know that the higher the rate, I need to pay more money on my I need to pay more, and I get like $500 per month, and I want to borrow $1,000, and can I offer that loan and something like that. And if you just open up the page, and it will give you a random daily saving tips, and this will it should be every time you reload the page and give different tips on how can you save your money. And the calculation behind the scene, well, just you can check out on my repo, and this link can show you how the calculation behind the scene. Let's start it. Very simple. And oh yeah, if you want to check out the current basic variable comparison rate that different banks can offer, you can check out this net bar, and like current Respect can offer 3.08% per year. And let's do a quick example. Like if you want to borrow $100,000 and want to borrow 60 months, and the interest rate is 3%, and you get $7,000 per month. And it will give you a very simple result, like the pressure of this borrow is just very low, and you can take this and borrow the money. If you like $5,000, and it will give you the high offer, maybe you need to think more about the action you take. And yeah, it's just like that. And that's all. Thanks.
Cool. Okay, thank you for that. That was awesome as well. Appreciate how kind of already we were very worried going to this kind of competition that there'd be a lot of people who are putting really over the top, too complicated calculators together. So it's certainly very exciting seeing just how many are like good, frankly, you know, like not ones you're kind of like whispering to someone beside you being like, oh, they misunderstood this. So next up we have Brendan. Excellent. Was yours deployed, Brendan, or did we need to get... Okay, excellent. I can see Python 3. Okay, I got this for you. Let me get this up. See if I can... So let me just... So what we'll do is we'll get this terminal up.
That looks like a lot of evidence.
Oh, that's not yours.
Okay.
And let me just resize it slightly. That's okay, you reckon? Like that? If I zoom in a tiny bit?
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess I have to type here because it's like.
Yeah. So let's go with this. I think that should be okay.
I'm gonna start it first.
You can see what everyone sees there. It's a bit delayed. Wait, look at that one.
Okay. Okay. Hello everyone. I would like to say first that I do not know how to program. I'm like failing 1531 right now. But okay, so me and my friends started this project and we were like, what's the problem we have with money? And then we were like, oh yes, that we don't have any money. You can't like solve that with a calculator. So we were like, what's the next best thing we could do? And we were like, if we did get a job and became rich and everything, what would we do with the money? Like, most of the time, I play League all day, and she plays Genshin Impact all day, and like, we don't know anything about finance. And low-key, I think that's a problem that actually affects lots of young people. Because like, okay, you guys all seem smart, but like, lots of other people are like, yeah, I'm just chilling through life. I don't know what a home loan is. I don't even know how to save my money. So I made this very poggers calculator, as you can see in the name. And to make up for my lack of coding skills, I printed out all the funny emoji faces. So first, okay, let's say that I'm like a user and I'm like, oh no, I'm earning money, but I don't know what to do with it because all I did was play League in uni. And I'd be like, oh, I'm earning 100, uh-oh, that glitched out. Can I just run it again?
Yep.
Wait, I'm earning this much money because I'm very cool at coding. And then it's just like the regular details of, you know, weekly stuff. And you just enter it in. Let's say I like food, so I pay a lot for groceries. I don't go outside much, so like $10. And then it will like calculate how much tax you have to pay because we hate taxes. And it's like, I don't know, I feel like young people like me, we don't really care about like the proportions of things. We're just like, oh, I got this money, I'm gonna go buy some food and go buy some Valorant skins. So I got this cool bar, it looks like an Ever, but it's like, it's nice to see the proportions. It's like, you're paying this much tax, you're paying this much for groceries, and you've got this much saved up. And then it's like after this, well, what do I do with that savings money? I can't keep wasting it on the internet forever. So you can go continue, and there's like a suggest option, which is very simple. It's literally just like words. But we're gonna like put more details there, like links to websites. We're gonna put a link to Perla so we could get brownie points. But then we skip straight to the presentation stage, so do be like that sometimes. And the last thing, where I'm not sure if the maths is right, but there's like a theoretical investment amount because everyone's like, investing is good, invest money. So I'd be like, I'd go up, I'd see, oh, I still have $771 every week. And I'd be like, I want to spend 70 of that on banh mi because I love eating banh mi. Do you guys know what that is? It's like the Vietnamese sandwich. Anyways, so I'd be like, oh, I will like invest $700, and it will like, it's just for fun. It tells you like, if you invested in Microsoft 5 years ago, you'd have this much money now. We were gonna put Bitcoin there, but we forgot, and we thought that'd be funny. But that's what we have. So yeah, thanks for listening.
That's all. That was cool. I would like to genuinely say congrats, Brendan, for coming at this with the command line stuff as well, because there's a lot of students out there, I wouldn't be able to count them, who'd just be like, I don't know enough to bother, I'm too dumb. You know what I mean? And you've ended up like producing something pretty cool with like not, you know, very constrained tools, which is awesome. So let's move on to the next one, which is Kai. Give Kai the real estate. Kai and Xavier. Should be good.
Cool. Hello everyone. Just checking the stream is working. Share my screen. Alright. Let me check the stream. Yep, looks like I can see my screen. Cool, I'll get started. Hey everyone,
I'm Kai Chi Leung, and this is my presentation on our tax calculator, which I developed with Xavier Poon. But he's at work right now, unfortunately. Let's get started. It's the end of another financial year. When I was doing my taxes for the first time, I went through all the previous year's tax return and realized that I was getting taxed at a ridiculous amount. Take 2019 to 2020 as an example. My income was 11K, and I paid more than 30% of it as tax, which is one of my motivations for this project, to find out how tax is actually calculated. There are already a lot of tax calculators online, but after some research, I found that most of them just calculate your tax in the default tax-free threshold category and don't give you any information about other ones. So why don't we take a look at our tax calculator? Let's enter my income into salary and select annually. It's $11K $308. When I click calculate, it shows the tax I'm supposed to pay under 4 categories, each of which is explained here. And you can see the corresponding tax table by clicking them and find out more information on the Australian Taxation Office website. They are linked at the bottom. This design is so that it's educational and user-friendly for people like me who are lodging the tax return for the first time or just have no idea how it works. So if you've been living in Australia for at least 6 months, you're an Australian resident for tax purposes. If you only have one source of income, that should go under the first category, which is a tax-free threshold of that has $18,200. So I should pay 0 tax. But since I already paid 3.7K, it looks like it's quite close to the rate a non-resident is paying, which is 32.5%. That shouldn't be right. So I found one of the pay slips from 2019. This is the last one in that financial year. I already got 11K so far, and the last one is the last fortnight is $800. I got taxed $268. Let's upload this to our calculator. Uploading successful. It auto-fills the salary and tax amount and pay cycle. So if I click calculate now, it tells me that I'm indeed getting taxed in the non-resident category, which adds up to our suspicion. Another thing you might do with this is to check whether you've claimed the tax-free threshold from an employer. When you just land a new job, have you seen an option that says claim tax-free threshold on the tax file number declaration form they gave you, like this one? And wonder what that means, whether you should say yes? Well, I have so many times, I don't even remember whether I said yes or no. The explanation here doesn't really tell you anything. So what does it actually do? Well, this is all explained in our app. So basically, if you have multiple jobs, it is recommended to claim the tax-free threshold for the highest payer, and the other ones will withhold tax from your income at a higher rate, which is known as the no tax-free threshold rate. So that it is less likely to incur tax debt at the end of the financial year. Now let's try a couple pay slips from different jobs. One from my friend. Calculate, looks like they have claimed tax-free threshold. One from my other job. Looks like I didn't. Well, as a student, it's common to have multiple part-time jobs. And this is quite useful information to know. For example, you might realize you didn't claim the tax-free threshold for any of your jobs, or you're getting taxed at the wrong category. Then you can fix that and get withheld a much lower amount of tax throughout the whole year. You can also change the tax amount to some other values, $11. That would be working holiday maker, or some random values that won't be in any category. And if you uploaded a random PDF, it would just say, please upload a valid payslip. And that's it. Thanks, everyone. Hope this has been educational. And you can scan the QR code to use the calculator on your phone right now. It is deployed on GitHub pages at this URL. It is responsive and accessible on any device. For example, it looks like this on an iPhone 8. Please let me know if you have any feedback or this helps you understand your tax returns a little bit more, and good luck with it. Thanks.
Daryl's good to go. So Daryl, you.
Hello.
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 Yeah, so I'll let Ryan start with the presentation. Ryan, I think you might be muted potentially. Ryan, I think you're muted. Okay, it seems like he's muted, so I think I'll just explain what he's doing right now. So what we decided to do was to help everyday buyers try and basically find the cheapest groceries that they can with the amount of money that they get given. So basically what you do is you add a list of items to this app, for example, apples, oranges, and bananas, and you pick how many you want. You put your budget in, the outlets you want, maybe like Woolworths and Coles. And what the calculator would do is it'll scan through all of the websites that you pick, for example, Woolies and Coles. It'll search all of the products that you want. It'll try to find the cheapest of each, and then it's going to list to you where you should buy what of each item. So we thought that this would save the average person a lot of time instead of trying to, go through the websites themselves, manually browsing it to see what, what they want to buy. Instead, the app will do this for them and then show them in a list where they can buy the cheapest things from. So yeah, sorry that he's muted. This is a bit embarrassing. Yeah, okay, so we've got the results here now. Basically, as you can see, it shows you the product name for the apple and the oranges and the bananas that we've searched for. It tells you the cost of item, how much they weigh, and then how much of each that you want to purchase. It also tells you the total amount that's been spent and how much is left over. So this is basically our proof of concept, I suppose. We did want to expand on the functionality a little bit more. For example, we were going to have an option where you could take the entire amount if you wanted to spend the whole thing and basically distribute the money spent in order of what you want the most. So for example, if you wanted the apples the most and oranges less so and bananas less so, if you didn't have money to buy everything you wanted, it would try to distribute it as much as possible to give you the best kind of bang for your buck, I suppose. We also wanted to include more outlets like Aldi and IGA. And yes, we also wanted to improve on the actual UI to make it a bit more user-friendly, I suppose, and a bit more modern looking. But yeah, that's what our calculator does. Yeah.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, sorry about the muting.
It's all right. I am just going to put you guys on. I've just put the Google Meet on mute so I can keep going. But if you guys could wrap up and yeah, I'd like to say a big congrats to Daryl and Ryan for figuring that out. That was borderline extremely impressive. Just like co-presenting, got some real hive mind stuff going on there, guys. Ryan looks like he's trying to process a lot right now. That's good. That's good. That was actually really awesome. It was a good calculator. I'm really glad the two of you managed to figure that out and come together to make it happen. So thank you. We're nearly at the halfway point. We got one more till we get to the halfway pair. So Ryan and Harry. Ryan, were you here? It's just you. Is you Ryan?
Yeah, Harry didn't show up.
Harry didn't show up? Did Harry build the calculator with you?
Kinda, yeah. I think I might Oh, you know Harry, right? He was HS1917, I think.
Oh, that Harry?
Yeah.
The very unique person?
I guess so, yeah.
Excellent. That's awesome. I'm sad they're not here then.
Yeah. Mine is probably online, but if it doesn't work, I have it back.
Okay, awesome. I do have it right here, so we'll be able to get that straight up for you. This should be good.
Nice.
Great. So this is the web page.
Yep.
That's the stream. So that's what everyone sees, but that's what
So
you can
I
play
use
with.
this one?
Yep, use that.
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. Hi all, I'm Ryan, and my friend Harry helped work on this, but he's not here today. So a problem that not we face, but probably parents and other people, is when you're trying to buy a property or buy a unit, and you're not sure what sort of information would affect your decision and how to pick a correct property. I encountered this when my parents were trying to find a place to move to, and it was just a lot of work because you have to research a lot and look at lots of places and that kind of thing. So the input is some sort of suburb. Let's choose something, say Stratfield, and I've got this to do autocomplete, which is pretty cool. So now we're looking at Stratfield. Where's my cursor gone? Oh, Hayden, I'm not sure where my cursor is. Oh, it's there. Okay, nice. Oh. Yep. So this page you can find out stuff about the price in Stratfield. I got this data from Domain API, and I stored it in an Excel spreadsheet so that it doesn't block me from rate limiting whatever. You can also look at the prices for units and compare the prices between houses and units. I did this part in Plotly and also using Dash, which is a library in Python. Yeah. Amenities allows you to see what stuff is around you. So you can move the cursor and these things below update, saying what sort of places are nearby. And you can see like, oh, there's a train station nearby, there's some supermarkets, there's a hospital. And these are the sort of things you'll be looking for when you're trying to buy a property, and it even has the airport. I skipped this page. I spent way too long making the loader thing. So I made this using Mapbox, and it allows you to see the heat map of prices in the area. I spent so much time trying to get the polygons to work correctly because I extracted it from some census data, and it came as a bunch of points. I had to filter it out so I only get the stuff near Sydney, otherwise the loading time would take too long. And I had to combine it with the price data. But it works, so that's pretty cool. You can see this is houses, and for each property, each suburb, you can see like the average price of units in that area. And similarly for houses. Oh, that's gonna break. Yep, here's another sort of visualization. It allows you to see what sort of people are in the area. Hopefully it lets you see what your neighbors will be like, what it'll be like living in that suburb, and it kind of gives you a bit of information even if you don't live there. And lastly, it will always be helpful to see whether you're going to be blocked by a neighbor's view, whether you'll be looking through their window or they'll be looking through their window at you. So this allows you to see kind of how tall buildings are and stuff regarding that. Yep. So I made the website using Flask and Python, and I mentioned Domain API. I use a JavaScript library to get autocomplete working over here. I think that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. And Harry, to whatever degree you tell us. I thought that was awesome. I really liked the visual aspect of it, you know. There's a lot of calculators so far that have been very kind of numerical and wordy, but seeing that one be so visual and interactive is really exciting. So thank you, Ryan. We've got our hump group right in the middle, which is Vinayak and Nicole. I think they're in the call. Or are they? They were here. Okay, great. Let's get you up then. Yours was just, I got a note here that just says run npm start to get yours working. So see if I can get it up quickly for you. Great. Easy. This is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. All right, you've got the floor.
All right. Hi, I'm Nicole.
I'm Vinny.
We're first years and we're currently in Comp 531. So we've decided to make like a really simplistic calculator to like not intimidate a user too much about like home loans. This calculator basically just gives you like you can like input like your loan amount, let's say like 10K, and like a loan term, maybe 5 years, and you can select either your just repayment type and your intended purpose. And by clicking calculate, it just lists a couple of options to give you kind of a brief overview of what loan repayment options that are available to you, and it calculates a price difference. Wait, it's a percentage difference here between each of the options. Currently, the data has just been taken off the Combank loan repayment site thing, but the way we've structured our like database, I think
it's very easily expandable, and ideally we would have scraped this off, but unfortunately we were both very busy at the time, so we did not have time.
Yeah.
But it was made using I think it was
just
I didn't do the front end.
Just React, JS, and just JS.
And
just
most of the
JavaScript.
back end is really just TypeScript. And,
Yeah.
Most of the math again is just in TypeScript.
Yeah, and we also have an option to view all like the options available. But right now, the current options we have are just the ones off the Combank website again. But I guess in the future we could probably expand upon our data store. Yeah, and yeah, it just sorts it from like the best option for like the least amount of loan repayment interest to and it lists the top 5 options with basically just the percentage difference. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. That's great. Thank you. Another great housing calculator. You're all going to be very well equipped to get into the housing market soon. No doubt you're all thinking about it, which I like. Or you're thinking that other people are thinking about it, which is more important. So thank you. Is it Vinayak?
Yeah.
Excellent. And thank you, Nicole, as well. Okay, on to group. Just a quick update on timing too. So we're about 58 minutes in and we've just gone past the halfway point. So before when I said we won't be here at 4:30, I got my time confused. I meant 5:30 in my head, but we'll probably finish up in, I guess, around 45 to 60 minutes. So next group, Verdi and Jara. I don't remember online, I'm assuming. It's all right. Yeah, probably. I'm just going to unmute the meet call.
Hello. Can anyone hear me? Wait.
Verdi. Okay, I'm going to unmute the meet call in like 3 seconds and not get feedback.
Okay. All right.
Hello. Can you hear me as well?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. So my name's Verdi. I'm a postgrad second semester student at doing comp sci, and I worked on the front end.
Yeah, and I'm Jara, and also doing comp sci my third term, UNSW, and I primarily did the back end for this app.
Yeah. So we wanted to make a financial app that was fun, easy to use, and makes people want to come back for more. So we were wondering, like, how do we achieve this goal? And so we thought to gamify the entire process of long-term investing. And so Jared and I are both gamers. I love MMOs, RPGs, and strategy games. And Jared likes shooters. We all love games. So we know how strong of a pull games have when other friends are playing. And like, I'm sure we've all experienced the FOMO when we're not playing with them. But most importantly, we wanted to make something that we would both personally want to use.
Yeah, so our main goal for this app was to basically what Verdi just said, and basically help people understand the power of investing over an extended amount of time. So like how your money can grow as you grow. And since we both like games, yeah, we figured investing into a game could sort of entice people to continue to use the app, to invest with like gaining in-game items, being a part of a social community eventually, and yeah, leveling up as you continually invest your money.
Yeah, so our app would hypothetically be connected to some sort of stock brokerage, and each time the user invests, they'll also get in-game money. And so you'll just to take advantage of dollar cost averaging the market, you can only invest once a month, and so you'll get in-game currency once a month. And it encourages good investing habits to dollar cost average the market. And you get to see a more like interactive and visual progress of like your investments going essentially. So I'm gonna share my screen, entire screen. Oh gosh, I don't know if it's letting me share my screen. Oh, this is really sad. Wait, it's not letting me share.
Do you want me to share mine, or is it?
Yeah, if you're able to, I don't know why it's not able to share at the moment.
Sure. Okay.
Wait, I think it's in my settings.
Do you want to fix it up, or do you want me to share?
You can try sharing now. And if I fix it up, I can take over.
So, can we all see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Cool. So Verdi, do you wanna just take over while I?
Can you zoom in a little bit? Sorry, sure. It's not very optimized for a 4K screen.
Yeah.
so our do you want to talk about just our tech stack?
Oh yeah, so our tech stack is basically Nerf. I guess we made it up. So it's Node, Express, React, and Firebase. So we had like a persistence thing going on with Firebase. So yeah, I'll just go onto the calculator.
Wait, show them the responsiveness.
What?
Wait, just like minimize the screen and then just like go to like window. As in
like this?
Like smaller, and then you can like drag it closer.
Oh, I see.
Like you drag the window size kind of thing. You just drag it. Hopefully you can see.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Keep going.
So when we go, I'll go to calculator now, and you can sort of.
Yeah. So this is all built with a custom Tailwind CSS. I spent a million years on these like animations. But anyway, you can just input. Or we tried to make it like super easy and simple to use. So basically, it's to calculate your passive income goal. And I'm a pretty lazy person, so I like my money working for me. And so this is something that I personally would want to use. And then at number 3, ideally we would hook it up with the EOD, like historical data API, but you have to pay. So I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I manually just like hard coded all these numbers in. And so you can press the calculate, and we have hover animations over them.
Very, very impressive.
Yeah, and so you can try like refreshing the screen. It won't go away. Okay, it goes away. Never wait. The back end is your back end running.
Oh, I might have forgot to do that. My bad.
Yeah, I had my back end running, but I don't know, like it's not letting me share my screen. Which is really...
that's unlucky.
Oh wait, no, I can.
Can you share?
Yeah.
Okay, you share.
I can't share. Oh wait, no. Always allow. Wait. Sorry. This. Oh, click lock. Oh wait, hang on. Give me like 2 seconds. I think it's gonna work. Okay. I have to like leave the call.
Oh. Yeah, so while he's doing that, I'll just sort of go through this again. So we can basically pick from any age you want, and basically it just calculates a passive income goal, based on what ETF you choose. So we would have to invest this much basically per month to be gaining this amount by the time we're 50 if we were to start investing at age 22. And I don't know if Ferdy already mentioned this, but we use sort of like a geometric progression to calculate this. Oh, he's back. Okay, cool. Can you share your screen? You're muted. Okay, awesome. You're muted, by the way, Ferdy.
Sorry, hang on. I can't find my app. So you just keep going, Joe. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just talking about the calculator, the geometric progression. But can you get the server to run, or? Yep. Oh, you're muted, Ferdy. I think we're going over to. Hello.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Does this work? Hello.
Yes, you're good.
Okay.
You're good.
So did you try pressing the play now and then it didn't work?
No, I didn't get to that yet.
Okay, so you'll press play now as a free player, and then they're like, okay, you got to sign up. So we made a sign up page, and just so that we like save some time, I'll just sign in with Google. And so let me just quickly do that. Oh, I got to agree to the privacy policy because we want to steal all your data and sell it. Okay, so I'm in. This is already in, so I had this before, so I'm just gonna reset it and just show you. So let's say we want to have a passive income goal of like $100,000 per year. You want to start investing from 25 to like 45 or something like that. No, actually no, like 50. I don't know. And so when you calculate and you press play now, you're presented with this screen. Okay, it looks really horrendous. We had hover animations over this, but I realized it looked really bad because everything's empty here. But essentially, this button is just a placeholder, but hypothetically, it would be hooked up with like a brokerage. So every single time you invest, like this will happen, and then you can see visually how much money you're getting. And like again, just a disclaimer. I should have said this at the beginning. All these images are like completely stolen from Habbo because I don't have the artistic skills to draw any of these. But you can see the progress bar going up slowly each time you invest, and eventually you can see that the gains will just completely overtake how much you saved. And then, we'd have like your inventory, your shop, but these are, again, all placeholders. But yeah, anyway, you can do hard resets and do it all over again. And everything is responsive. So it's very cool.
Do we want to just show sign out and
yeah, okay.
sign out and log in?
Oh yeah, sign out and then you log in. Again, I think this automatically logs into my, yeah, it does. Oh, I reset it before. So let me just like put something in, sign out, log in. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it's there. There we go.
Yeah, so we had so we have like persistence. So yeah, so that was sort of necessary since our app is ultimately going to be like a social game where you interact and trade with other users. We do plan on adding extras like items and custom housing options. But for now, this is what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add?
I think that's it.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Oh, I don't know how to get back. Oh my gosh.
Certainly was tempted to cut you off, but I wanted to see what these little houses are about. So I'm glad we got to see there in the end. And thank you for sharing that. It was certainly a bit more visual than some of the others, which was good. We got 8 people to go, I think. 9. Jay and Carlos. Yep. Are you Jay or Carlos? I'm Carlos. You're Carlos. Excellent. And I can see that you have... Okay, I've got the instructions to run your group 14. I think that was it, wasn't it? Yep. Was that it open? Was it dev? Was it?
Dev, yeah.
The right group? Oh, 13. Sorry, I'm in the wrong Okay. Just make sure it's all there. That's yours. Yep. Great.
Perfect. All right, so financial goals are very diverse, right? Everyone has their own goals in mind. Some people want a dream car, some people want a dream house, some people want to retire early. But a common factor between everyone's goals was home ownership. So everyone has an idea that they want to own a home at some point, whether that's to live in, to invest in, 1,000 different possibilities. As well as that, everyone has a general idea of what a mortgage is and how variables influence it. So for example, if the home price is higher, you know you're going to pay more. If the down payment's higher, you know you're going to pay less. If the loan term is higher, you know you're going to pay more. And if the interest rate is high, you know you're going to pay more. So qualitatively, we all understand how a mortgage works. The problem comes in scale though. So a mortgage is over 30 years, 20 years, however long your term is. So a small change in any of these variables can actually result in an unintuitively large effect. So I'll show a little demonstration of this with some data. So let's say your home price is $200,000 and you want to put in $100,000 as your down payment over 30 years. If I click submit, we will show you what your monthly repayment is as well as what your total repayment is. However, what if you have a dream home that's worth slightly more and you think you might be able to afford it? Let's say your home price is now $300,000. You will notice that your monthly repayment is higher as well as your total loan repayment is higher. Now, an increase of $100,000 in your home price resulted in double the monthly repayment. So this just puts scale into the change that is applied. As well as that, we have a little history section which you can toggle between your different results just to make sure that you remember what your different queries are. Now, this tool is meant for the general person, right? It's not too specific to any one individual. It's not an investment calculator. It's not too specific. It's just for everyone because everyone wants to own a home, so we want everyone to be able to access this. The information is super simple and you can use it for whatever you want. For example, Let's say you want to invest in a home. In that case, your monthly repayment's probably slightly more important than your total loan repayment, just to calculate your cash flows. So if that's your use case, then you can use this as a preliminary calculator, and then once you establish roughly what your goals are, then you can go and look for a more specific calculator. But yeah, that's the purpose of this mortgage calculator. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Carlos. I think another great calculator defined by its simplicity, which really helps, makes it super accessible. I love the designs for everything. No one's really given anything that looks like shit so far, which has been good. You know, it's all been pretty manageable. Okay, so that's group 13. I'll just bring up the leaderboard thing. Not the leaderboard, it's the wrong word. I'll bring up the board. This is where we're at. So we're currently at 14. So we got Yash, Nakira. Yash or Yash? Yeah, okay. Excellent. We got Yash here. I can see Yash to run yours. Is it just a React app? Is that?
We've hosted, what is it?
Oh, you've hosted it? Is it on your GitHub?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it is. I can just type it in.
Oh, you can type it in? Yeah. Okay, sure. That sounds great. I'm just gonna, apologies for the sudden intensity of lighting in the room. It's better for the camera. Yeah, okay. Well, how's that Google Meet going? 13 people. All right, yeah, just, do you want to type it in?
Yeah, sure.
That sounds good. Oh, it's all right.
Did I just...
No, it's all right.
Alrighty. So, so we created a pretty simple app, I guess. So all this does is well, actually, first let me roll it back a bit. My name's Yash. My partner's name is Akira. I think he's at a lecture or something. And what is it? Basically, we were thinking about how, like, what's something that people would actually use? Like, I mean, like, everyone, what is it? You don't always think about what's my next mortgage or what's my next time what's the next investment I'm going to be making. Sometimes you just want to know, where are my finances? Which direction are they going? Are they going to go up, or am I going to be bankrupt in like the next week? You know, like sometimes it's nice to think about just in like the closer future rather than the more long distance future. So basically, this is it's pretty straightforward. This calculator, you can add expenses, income, assets, and liabilities. So income is basically things you earn on a regular basis of some sort. Expenses, things you lose on a regular basis, like rent. Assets, like your stocks, or if you have crypto, or like housing, anything like that. Liability, I guess taxes. But yeah, so basically, you can input the name of it through here, add a description, how much it is, and if you're doing an income or an expense, you can change the frequency, which will be implemented very soon. And this basically just shows you, is it showing? Okay. Yeah, okay, so this basically just shows you the direction you're heading in. It just shows you the direction you're heading in with all the inputs you put in, like your rent, your job. You could even put groceries in. I guess we could even add that if you want, like just groceries. What is it? It's an expense, and you'd say something like, what is it? 70. If you're trying to be good with your money, I guess. I should put. Should have been. Where is it? Okay, groceries 70s. I mean, it should say weekly, but I we haven't like implemented the frequency part yet, so it doesn't really matter technically. It's all just done by weeks. But anyway, so yeah, you can see that it impacts the graph. It changes pretty quickly, or instantly basically, and you can also remove stuff pretty easily. And what else? So yeah, we used React.js, and that's pretty much all we use, like with Node. And it's all just a front-end application. It's pretty straightforward. No databases or anything. We could, in the future, we were thinking of maybe joining this with like your, like you could link your bank accounts or your your brokerage accounts and stuff like that, and you would be able to automatically load all that stuff in, so you can just check it rather than having manually input it every time. And I think that would make people's lives a little bit easier. They could maybe feel a bit more comfortable with where they're going in the future. You know, it's nice to know like when you're going to go bankrupt, if you are, you know, or not. But yeah, it's I guess what else? I think there was. Oh yeah, we were also thinking of adding things like inflation for like the longer term graphs, and also changing the graph sizes. So maybe looking at a 5-year term, or even a shorter, like what is it? Maybe 1 month term, 2 month, 5, 6 month term period, just to see how that goes. But yeah, what is it? I think, yeah, we're also planning to add like simulation of like randomness, just adding a bit of variety in there, because sometimes there's unexpected expenses. You can like just adding little things like that just to make it feel a bit more realistic and accurate. But I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for listening.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much. Another great one. We're continually surprised again about how not bad anyone has been today. I guess those people probably just didn't submit, so really quality stuff so far. It was Yash, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Excellent, thank you, Yash. Brian and Henderson, don't remember if they're in the call, just having a look. They're not here. Okay, that's good to know. All right. Well, let's just skip over them in case I'm missing something, like they're screaming in the chat or something, and I'm just not paying attention. And let's jump over to the next group. So we'll go straight from 15 to 16, which puts us at Nathan and Jordan. Which one's Nathan and which one's Jordan? Nathan and Jordan, thank you. And you have yours hosted, so we don't need to do anything. I'll just pull this up for you, and then you should be able to get going. That should be it. Is that it?
All right, that's it. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, so if you didn't hear before, I'm Nathan.
And I'm Jordan.
And we've built a calculator to compare brokerage. So just to introduce it, the problem we had was like deciding which broker we were going to use. If you look in the market, they price the brokerage all in different ways. You've got ComSec giving you a variable price depending on how much you invest. If you invest less than $1,000, it's $10. 1,000 to 5,000, then it's $20. And then you've got other brokers which charge a flat fee, and other brokers which charge a percentage. So we wanted a way to be able to compare all the brokers. And so to start off, we looked at the big 3 brokers in Australia and we compared them. So that's ComSec, CMC, and Open Markets. And we looked at Perla as the representative for Open Markets. So we simulated their brokerage in our calculator. So I think we can ready to do a demo now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So
how we designed this app is fairly simple. There's really only 3 inputs you have to give it. So you just put in your, there's the mouse, pop in your investment goals, essentially how much you're willing to invest, and how often. So I'm just say, maybe I'll invest every month, every 4 weeks or so, and I'll pop in, let's say I have a lot of spare income, I'll pop in 1,000 every time, right? And this third thing, I just pop in any number really. It just gives the calculator something to work with. How much do we think we'll make every year in the stock market? So let's say I'm optimistic, 10% a year, and we get 2 graphs coming out. So let's go to the bottom graph first. The bottom graph tells us our net returns, right? So as you can see, honestly speaking, there's really not a huge difference percentage-wise when you're looking at your returns. But you can see in this second graph here, we have a more, I guess, illustrative graph, because it's telling us the difference we'll be making as compared to an ideal world where we would have no fees from the brokerage. So you can see here, just from this example, no fees just is at the top, but as we go over to 10 years, the different ways the brokerage charge their fees means that for our specific way of investing, in this example, CompSec probably not the one to go for, because CompSec is the one charging a flat rate no matter what we are investing in there. However, I think in this case, CMC, for example, it charges actually no rate at all, as long as you're investing less than or equal to 1,000 every week or so. So if that's your investment strategy, you're probably best off picking CMC, because you'd be dodging a fee every time you're investing and only paying a fee when you are selling it off. Right, so there we go. In terms of future ways we could expand this thing, we were thinking to add some, of course, more brokers so we can compare more widely, but we could also allow for people to add an extra fee, basically, so people can see how much they'll make if they're investing in overseas markets like the US. Right, so right now this is only the ASX. We don't have implementation for conversion rates, but we could also do that in the future as well.
We did think about leaving CMC off the chart because it doesn't put Perla as the best broker, but we thought that might be a bit dishonest, so we left it there. And thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you so much. And I appreciate the honesty. That's always very important. I think. So yeah, thanks Nathan, thanks Jordan. What's really useful about calculators like these ones is sometimes you can get benefits from getting into the specifics because you're not competing against as many things. There's 100 budgeting calculators, 100 mortgage calculators out there. So something like this, while it might have a smaller audience, can have a very concentrated audience, right? So that's super interesting. So thank you. Lachlan is in the call, perhaps. Or not. Was Lachlan here before? What did you take a note for me? Oh, you missed that one, did you? Okay. Oh, the next one too. That's okay. We'll just presume deceased. What was Yasha's comment? It was figure out how long until you go bankrupt. I think that was the line. That was the standout line from that calculator. All right, I'm just very quickly pulling up the next one. Okay, so we got 4 more groups then if we skip over Lachlan, assuming that Lachlan's not sitting in the Google Meet begging for attention. Doesn't seem like it's the case. Why is this thing keep doing something weird? I don't understand. Okay. Very weird. Did someone full? Nathan, did you full screen it? What did you do?
I did full screen it.
How do you unfull screen it? I am escaping. Oh, okay, I think I got it. Okay, thank you. Sorry. I'm a recent OSX convert, so I'm still learning a few things. Okay, thank you. So we got 4 groups left. Wenning and Emily are in the call, it looks like. Yep, okay, so I'm going to unmute the call in like 5 seconds and we'll give them their time. Oh, it's already unmuted. Never mind.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, sweet. So let me just get something sorted. Hayden, we were hoping you could share screen for us if that's okay. I think we had some slides we wanted to bring up. Yep, thank you so much. I don't think the screen share is working for us.
Oh god. Oh.
If that's okay. Oh.
Just quickly.
There's a PowerPoint file linked to the email.
Never mind, 1 second. Window capture. Okay, so just a quick update. We have the group's slides, just not sure on their Figma, which is like their drawing tool.
Okay. Right, so hi everyone. So me and Manning will give our solution, I guess, to the brief. So we made a prototype on Figma, and our app is called Uni. Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Oh, sorry. I think my computer's a little laggy, but yeah. So just continuing on. Just to hit the brief, first we examined what the problem was. So I guess the main 3 problems that we tried to address in our solution were that young people nowadays, or I guess I'm just looking at our target demographic of uni students, tend to not prioritize or put off managing their finances regularly because they find it a bit boring or troublesome or a bit tedious. And this might be because of because existing solutions right now or other competitors might put more emphasis on, might put more emphasis on making sure that the user understands understands how to or like try to get them to sorry, give me a second. Existing solutions or like competitors now try to relieve financial stress through high levels of financial literacy in their apps or their online platforms, so they're not fun to use, and also offer no real incentives to keep saving. It's also quite troublesome to keep multiple users accountable when saving together. So I guess collaborative saving might seem a bit frustrating and seem like a chore for some people. So we have a solution for that. So moving on to our solution. Wai-Ning, do you want to take this one?
Yep, next slide, please. So we really wanted to create a fun and satisfying user experience of saving together with friends. So our product is inspired by the Tangram puzzle, which has geometric pieces placed together to fill up a square. And we wanted the users to be motivated to save, so they're all contributing towards filling up this puzzle, which is a visual representation of all their savings. So we'll demo that in our prototype in the upcoming slides. Next slide, please.
Okay. So this is just a quick look into our landing page and our sign up page. So to use the app, users must have an account. So they have the option of creating an account through Link's social media, so they can sign in through Facebook, Google, or Apple, and potentially others if we choose to expand. But yeah, so we're hoping that by linking social media, it might just make it a bit easier for people to sign in. They also have the option of inviting friends as well. So this is the whole concept of this app is to make it a bit more collaborative. So it might be a bit more fun for, I guess, people to save together. So they do have the option of inviting friends to save towards a common goal. So moving on to the next slide. So that's the home page. Yep. So as for this is the homepage. So the homepage will display all the created saving Tangrams in like a newsfeed format. So you're able to scroll through the more recently changed or edited Tangrams. And clicking on any sort of Tangram will bring the user to a preview of a saving Tangram, which we will see on the next slide. But to create new Tangrams, we have a very convenient plus button on the bottom right corner, just for ease. And to encourage collaborative savings as well, there's also an added feature at the top to add friends to the Mimi network. So this is all about collaborative savings. So next slide, Wai-Ning.
Yeah, so we have the saving Tangram. So when you add a new saving Tangram, it will be a blank square, and you can set a saving goal that your group aims to save. And you can name your group. For example, if you're saving up for a road trip, you can call it a road trip, etc. And on the bottom, you can add members to the group. And this is a tool for visualizing savings. So when you add your savings, when the amount is added, there will be a Tangram piece indicative of the amount you saved. So if you saved a larger amount, the Tangram piece will be larger in size. And yeah, so the real incentive here is to complete this puzzle with friends by saving together. And you want to have a really colorful Tangram. So each user is assigned a different color, and their Tangram pieces will show up as a different color on the Tangram. So if we move on to the next slide. Yep, we have a completed Tangram with different colors. So here we can see the contributions of each user to the group visually. And it's a really fun experience that we hope the users can cherish, so they can export this Tangram as an image and use this to lock screen or share on social media to show the fun of saving together.
Cool. I'm just going to put that on mute. I'm going to assume that's the end of this one. So Wenning and Emily did have a Figma, though it looks like the Figma was, a lot of these screenshots were taken from that Figma as well. So I'm just going to make the assumption that that's a lot of it. And if I'm wrong, we can follow that up. Though I did want to say a big thanks to that group. Again, I think it takes a bit of confidence to participate in these competitions, particularly when you feel like you can't, like either can't code or don't want to code, don't have the time to code, don't know a particular language, and love the whole shapes thing as well, right? Like these are what makes products stand out to people, because people love, I feel like everyone loves making shapes fit together like this, right? So that's an awesome little approach. So 3 more groups, Neil and Jeannie, I believe they're in the call, so we'll get the call back up. I'll stop talking now and unmute and let them speak.
Hello. Okay, hello. Can everyone hear us? Yeah. Yeah. Alright, okay. I think I have the mute muted 1 second.
Okay, awesome. Alright, Jeannie, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah. I might do the intro first and then I'll share the screen.
Sure, let's go.
Alright, sounds good. Okay. So, yep. I'm Jeannie. Neil and I have worked on a budgeting app. So basically with budgeting apps, we found that a lot of the time they're sort of aimed for like older people with like jobs and mortgages and things like that. And so they can be quite complicated. They have a lot of features. But what we wanted to do is that's kind of like intimidating for maybe like people our age. So our whole goal is that for young people, we want to make budgeting, we want to simplify it just to its core needs, make it easier for users to save more, and most importantly, make the whole process fun. So that's basically the motivation for our savings calculator. So what we're going to do is meet Gerald. Everyone say hi to Gerald. So Gerald is our mystical pixel cat that was birthed from Neil's amazing wait, what app did you use to make this? Amazing
I don't
digital
know.
art skills.
Yeah, it's just like pixel art online something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. What I'll do is I'll go through a demo. Neil, do you want to talk about how this works?
Sure. Okay. So in order to make saving and I think budgeting a lot easier, we built the calculator. So there's a bunch of different sections on this website. There's the cat section, and then there's savings, income, and expenses. So with savings, income, and expenses, we're just going to run through like a quick example of what we can do with it. If you click on category, there's like a drop down. You can also type in category. And basically you can fill in your financial information. And you can fill in custom categories as well. So let's just put some amounts in and see where we go with this. You can change the timing. So this is like generally a monthly budgeting calculator. Okay, got electricity. Let's see.
I don't know how much electricity costs.
I don't know either. You also have the ability to add and delete sections. So if you have no expenses or anything or no income, you can always get rid of those sections. So we're going to put an example in of someone who's, I think, losing a lot of money.
Just spending a lot, yeah.
So because we're net losing money, we'll see how the app reacts to that. Okay, and so we have our savings calculator. So in our cat section, our little cat is crying because we're losing money. Very sad. And it gives us a little recommendation. It basically just says how much money we're losing per month. And it breaks it down into a bunch of different categories in the chart. Jeannie, do you want to talk about the different categories?
Yeah, sure. So also firstly, the other thing it does is it tells you exactly how long you have left. If you keep spending like this, exactly how long your savings are going to last you. So just to make that extra clear. And so, yeah, the whole goal is to make it like really obvious what steps you can take in order to get your like budget under control. Just basically have like a sustainable income and expenses flow. So yeah, we can see that what we've done is the way that our logic behind the recommendations is that we've separated your expenses into needs, wants, and other. So for example, electricity is like a need. So we kind of just treat that as like a fixed expense. So that's costing $80 a month. But for things like restaurants, you can see that this person's spending like $900 a month on it. And yeah, so we categorize it as a wants. So the recommendations will be like you could reduce your non-essential expenses. And so you can see very clearly where like the most of your non-essential expenses are going. The code will just, yeah, if you have lots of non-essential expenses, it will just list the top 3. And then so I could look at this and go, damn, I'm spending way too much on restaurants. What if I spent a little bit less? So instead of spending $30 a day, I think something maybe more reasonable would be, I guess maybe like $100 a week. So maybe, yeah, that's like eating out 3 times a week. And then so I can calculate again and see how that changes. And then that says, okay, so I'm doing a little bit better. So only $80 more than I earn every month. And then I could go, okay, I can reduce entertainment probably as well. I reduce that to $100 a fortnight, calculate again. And yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, Neil, do you want to continue?
Sure, yeah, okay. So now that we're in the positive, we can't exactly say we have a certain number of days to live, because on average, we're going to be earning more than we spend per month. And to incentivize people to earn more than they spend, we basically created a shop for your cat. So not only is your cat not crying anymore, you have the ability to buy things for your cat. And I think the coins are calculated by, what was it? Was it the ratio?
Yeah, it's like, I think directly proportional to your, how much extra you're earning.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think you might be earning, I think it's just $120 you're earning. So you have $120 to spend on your shop.
Yeah.
So,
And before we click on any of those, should we add a couple more things to our income so that we can see? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's just say for work we're doing.
100,000. Let's make that monthly. Just give them a bunch of money.
Okay.
So now we have 10,000 coins, and what we basically made was kind of like a drag and drop. So if you click any of the items, you can buy them and you can drag them around the canvas. And you can actually just generate as many as you want. And if you spam click it, like it won't generate the same place.
It is nice.
Yeah. So like we wanted to have like maybe animations like the cat eating the fish and that type of thing, but like it was a bit too hard with the layers and everything. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I guess So
yeah,
overall,
try dragging something out of the canvas as well. Like it's.
Oh yeah.
It will tell.
It drags back.
Yay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Oh yeah. Also with this shop, it's like super modular. So as long as you have like a picture of something you want to give your cat, you can just write it basically in the code and it will add it to the shop. It's like really easy.
Yeah. So for future expansions, I guess mostly we could like sort of make this a little bit prettier, have more options on things that you can buy for your cat. So you can like fully customize Gerald as you become like a budgeting expert. Some other features were we could connect this automatically to a bank account. So all of these values can be filled out with the spending in your bank account. Another thing would be having more features with budgeting. So for example, setting goals with special items made available when those goals are reached. And also potentially more things with like explanations on why certain recommendations are made, and like general budgeting tips can become like a part of this app. Yeah. Was there anything else?
I think that's it. Do you want to try just deleting one of the things to make sure it works?
Deleting. Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah,
So yeah, you can get rid of things. So let's say I've decided to completely cook for myself. So we're not spending any money at restaurants. And then we can see that, wow, I get a bit more money now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Do you want to make another category real quick?
Yeah. I think
can
it
just see
was
the-
what was it? I think it was it
Was it charity?
household items was
Oh,
another.
okay, we'll try that.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Okay.
a lot of money on household items.
Yeah, so this is also, yeah, you could try reducing spending on these categories. Yeah, so if you add like a custom one, that also goes into other, even if that's a one-off spend, yeah, it will be like, maybe you want to try reducing spending on that. But yeah, it does focus on trying to reduce non-essential expenses first.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, we just wanted to make budgeting we just wanted to lay it all out on a single page app. So it's extremely easy and approachable, and just make it super easy to just visualize the state of your finances at any given point in time, and make it really fun as well, because you get all these cool rewards for when you are budgeting well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the recommendation I think changes when you are gaining money instead of losing it as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's all the features. This is hosted, so if anyone wants to try it out, the link should be somewhere. Do you want to post it in the Teams?
Sure.
Cool. I've just put them on mute again just to keep moving. So big thank you to Jeannie and Neil. That was awesome. Absolutely love the cartoon animated style thing. You know, again, people love graphics. And then also love the millennial nostalgia 8-bit style stuff. So visually a really exciting thing. We've got 2 groups left. One is Tom and Ashley, and then Murtaza's last. So we'll do Tom and Ashley quickly. Murtaza will take a quick break, and then we'll announce winners. So I'm going to unmute the call again in 5-ish seconds, and we'll get Tom and or Ashley to do the chatting. Oh, whoops.
Hi, hello. Is this working? Okay, awesome. I'm not too sure where Tom is. He should be here.
But basically, I'll start presenting. So what we've made is a cost of living calculator. And basically, we've thought that it was really important to implement this sort of calculator because due to the dynamic nature of inflation and the cash rate, we got to make sure that individuals know how to manage their spending and their finances to make sure that they've got enough money for just living. Yep. So basically an overview of our calculator. We use user data such as the inflation rate. They can use a custom inflation rate, or they can use a current one with which we've just put in our code for the moment, and some loan information. And then that's able to provide the user with just like really simple, really easy commands. Yeah, Tom, do you want to continue?
Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, so our calculator takes in economic data that's entered by the user in order to then calculate how changes in the cash rate or changes in inflation will affect their cost of living. So it takes in expenses, the period over which they record those expenses, if they've got any loans which are currently affected by the cash rate, and then how those loans will be affected by changes in the cash rate. Okay,
yeah.
So unlike
okay.
Unlike other calculators, ours considers the inflation rate and expenses, whereas most provided by the banks only talk about expenses and how much that affects how much you can then afford to borrow. whereas ours focuses on how expenses will increase and how that's going to impact your cost of living. And it then prevents the user with simple, straightforward command inputs and then deals with invalid user inputs if they occur, and then presents simple information so that the user can calculate how changes in the cash rate or inflation levels will change their expenses.
I will now pull up our code. Yep. Tom, do you want to talk through it?
So initially, the calculator asks a simple question is whether the user has any loans that are currently impacted by changes in the cash rate. So you can enter a simple yes/no answer. So in this case, Ashley is going to enter a yes. It then asks the user to input the interest rate being paid on their loan. So take CommBank's current interest rate, which is 2.79%. And then say the cash rate next month is lifted by 50 basis points, so it changes by 0.5. You then enter the term over which you're paying the loan, so say 30 years or so. And then the total amount of the loan, so say $500,000. Calculator then proceeds to calculate how changes in inflation will impact your cost of living. So you can either choose to input custom inflation levels or use current data. The current data is based on an inflation rate of 5.5%. So in this case, we'll use custom data and say that the inflation rate next quarter is going to be 6%. So you're going to enter 6. You then enter the period over which you record expenses, because some people take bills monthly, some take them quarterly, and some take them annually. So in this case, we're going to answer quarterly. And then say the average expenses for the period is $4,500. It then uses this information to calculate how changes in the interest rate and changes in the cash rate, changes in the inflation rate and changes in the cash rate will impact your cost of living. So in this case, your monthly loan repayments on your home loan will go from $135, will increase by $135 to $2,187 from $2,051, and your expenses data based on the entered inflation rate of 6% results in your annual expenses changing by $67.50 to $4,567.50.
So yeah, as you can see, all the commands are just like really simple. Most of them are just asking for a number or a yes or no. And we thought that this would just make it really easy for the user. And then at the end, it just comes up with a really neat summary of just information. So yeah, that's our calculator.
Cool. Okay. So thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Thomas. I really like that you've come at it and just been like, we have an idea and that's, enough. We don't have to kind of go and spend many hours building some React app, and the point still gets across, which is really good. So thank you again. And then Murtaz is the last one. And then we're going to take a short break. We'll give judges Kathleen and Claude 2 minutes to make a decision. Maybe 5. We'll see how they go. But we'll try and wrap up soon anyway. So was yours hosted?
Yeah, I have hosted now.
Okay, let me pull it up. It's just can't change. You were 21, right? I should be able to just run it here.
No, I want to host it. I hosted it.
Oh, you hosted it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, what's the URL? My apologies. Is that it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Let me just make sure it's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get that on the right screen. Cool. Should be all good.
Hello, my name is Murtaza. I'm a first year student.
to give a background on the project, it is more focused on small shopkeepers in developing countries whose annual revenue is less than $2,000 to $3,000. So they can't really afford buying high price managing systems and also credit card readers and stuff. So in India they have found smart ways to manage that using barcode readers, which helps them in the transaction and which helps them in seamless transaction without much cost. So my project is focused on giving a small management system which helps them calculate the products and give insights on them. So the home is very simple. It's kind of item display. You can add items like I want to add a chair. Let's say the price of chair is $10, and then I can attach a link, photo, maybe this one. So you get a chair. You can similarly add more items, and then whenever there is a customer, you can sell and click on selling, and then you can have a dashboard which calculates the amount of quantity sold, the total revenue earned, the monthly projection, yearly projection, and the annual growth rate per year. The annual growth rate is not calculated, it's hard coded. It's generating randomly because I did not have past year's data, but still we can calculate more other insights the product can get. The monthly projection and yearly projection are calculated by the mean and then multiplying it with the month days and year days. Other thing I want to note down is with these, people can increase their income and then they can start investing on and taking better financial decisions. With app like this, which is more focused on increasing people's income and then investing on other stuff which generates passive income. I think that's done. You can similarly add more stuff here, something table for $12, and then similarly you would have a link. I'm just putting the same link here, but then there's a chair table. I read it twice, sorry. And then similarly you can have the graph and stuff. The point is same. Thank you. Okay.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks, Murtaza. That was awesome. Again, I'm just blown away by the thoughtfulness of some of these calculators. I know I've said it a few times, but we did think we get a lot of people kind of turning up with like 2 text inputs, like 1 + 1 is 2 kind of thing. So that's really exciting. That brings us to the end of our 21 groups. What I'd like to do is have a quick break, if that's all right. So stand up, walk outside, get some air. I'm going to chat to Claude and Kathleen and see what we do. There's a very slim chance that we may need further deliberation depending on how they go. I'll have a chat to them though. But what my aim is that at 5:40, which is in 8 minutes, we will tell you what the go is, tell you who's won, or tell you that we'll have to come back via email. And then we'll wrap up today real quick and let you get on with your lives because the sun's just set and the day gets over really quick. So for those online, again, hang around for 5 to 10 minutes and we'll chat in a sec. just be 2 more minutes, everyone. We're nearly there. We will be announcing winners today. So give us 2 more minutes. Okay, hello. Welcome back. I don't know how many people we have online still. Let me just do a quick check. Oh, 10. Amazing. Only 2 people abandoned us. So, okay. So, I have the trusty team here. This is Claude and Kathleen, if you haven't met them before. So, there they are. That'll lag, don't worry. You'll come into it in a second. So, what happened after some judging? There's a couple of things. There's a few things. Firstly, congrats again to everyone who submitted. Big props to those who demoed today, particularly in person. I know that many of you have kind of made it through your uni life in a COVID world, and I'm sure it's very scary standing up in front of people after a lot of time indoors, so props to the confidence. We're so broadly impressed with everyone today that we've decided that regardless of if you don't make the top 4, because if you remember there was a first prize and 3 second prizes, everyone who entered today, and that's individual people, we're going to be giving $30 of credit on Perla to your account. If you haven't signed up, you can sign up. That's $30 that you can use for fees. That's not $30 you can buy an investment with. That's like paying for brokerage or monthly fees. So that's a blanket for everyone. So if you've submitted in this competition, that's yours to keep, and we'll sort all that out later over email. So congrats. We just want to do that because we were just like blown away with the quality of the submissions, broadly speaking. So big thanks again. And that's again $30 per person. That's not split up. Beyond that, we want to give 3 quick shout outs to groups that excelled in the engineering component, in the user experience, user interface component, and in the presentation component. These aren't the winners necessarily. In fact, and some of them have overlap, but it's worth pointing out those 3 people.
Yes.
If you want to take a step forward.
Best engineer would be for Luke for that open banking kind of implementation. We thought that was a really good use of just like open banking data and stuff like that.
Yay!
Best presentation was Ditya. I hope I'm saying that right. We just thought you were really confident when you were presenting, and it was like really good of how you knew your product and went through it.
Yay! Thank you. That's awesome.
Most helpful would be Ryan and Harry for their property price suburb website. We think that just the range of different things you had on the site was really helpful. Like the heat maps, the height maps, and the like train station kind of thing was really nice. So yay again.
Yeah, thank you.
And lastly, the best UI design was someone online. It was the WeMe app. We thought that just had like the cleanest design, and I'm pretty sad I didn't get to see their Figma, but yeah, I think that was the best UI.
Awesome. So when we were talking to Claude and Kathleen about winners, we managed to find it relatively manageable to narrow it down to 4 groups who were winners, but we did genuinely struggle to pick a best out of those 4. There was not much between them. They were all just very impressive across the board. So sue me if you want to, but we're going to change how the prizes work. There was an $800 pool with a first prize of $500 and 3 second prizes of $100. What we're going to be doing is breaking that up into 4 prizes of $200. So it's the same total value for the winners, but we just don't feel like it's fair to put someone above the rest by that much because the quality of the submissions was just so great. So we'll announce them in no particular order.
So Luke for the open banking thing, Brandon for the command line one, Ryan and Harry for the price one, and then lastly was the Kitten Saver app with Neil and Angia. I hope I'm saying that right.
Jeannie.
And Jeannie. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Awesome. So congrats again for those who were in a pair and got that prize. That is split between you both. So that's $100 each instead of $200. That is $100 or $200 that you can spend on investments. So you can actually buy like real, it's basically cash, you know, like a gift card at Woolworths or something like that. Not really cash, but you're spending something that's effectively cash for you. Yeah, so congrats again. Thank you for those who tuned in online, which has been great, and appreciate the patience too with the getting set up. That's really all we have today. Again, cannot emphasize just how extraordinary some of the submissions were. So thank you everyone, and enjoy the rest of your evening.